Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AEC Reacts, where we react to topics related to the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. I'm your host, Alicia Washington, Director of Marketing and Principal at HRP Associates. Here with me today is Lance Washington, and here with me today is Alondra De Leon, Project Manager at Consigli Construction. Is Luke Glendening, Marketing Manager with Turner Construction. Welcome, Luke.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful, thanks for being here. So as proposal writers for many years, I came across something on LinkedIn where it said that you should always include, for construction proposals specifically, which a lot of what you do, you respond to construction related RFPs, that you should always include a section on unforeseen conditions, right? Regardless if the client, potential client asks for that. You know, unforeseen conditions can include environmental issues, environmental things that can come up, which we're always here for that, right? Or structural issues or anything like that. Now, how do you react to that?
I definitely agree that that's important to put in all our proposals. We're seeing it more and more these days where clients are actually asking us for that because they want to make sure that we have all those costs in our number, so that we don't write an extensive project approach and then say something costs a certain amount of money and then it's way more because we didn't look into the hazardous materials or the unforeseen conditions, the early exploratory work, investigation stuff, stuff like that. So I definitely agree that that's an important thing for us to get out there out front, and so that everything's fully transparent.
Sure. Now, when you do that, do you typically get quotes from some of your other, subcontractors or other teaming partners when, or maybe have them take a look at the scope or something to maybe, utilizing other resources you have to create that section? Or do you guys go based off of a lot of experience you already have?
It's a little bit of both. We will utilize our in-house estimating staff and construction experts to really examine the drawings and call in our procurement department, call subcontractors, get an idea of what things cost and what is seen in the drawings, so we could get a better understanding of what it's going to cost.
Oh, good. That's great. Well, how would you react to that? Me today is Lance Washington. He's a local underwriter here in Connecticut for an insurance company. Welcome, Lance.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. And so I read an article that the title said, "To bond or not to bond private construction jobs." How do you react to that?
That's interesting. That's an interesting question. I would say that all jobs should be bonded, only because it guarantees to the owner that their project is going to get completed. You know what I mean? When you reach out to a surety to get a project bonded, sureties have extensive resources that they're going to use to make sure that the person who's applying for this bond is qualified to perform this project.
Right, and so I know that with municipal jobs, it's by federal law, they have to be bonded, right? And so, that's why I found this article so interesting, because knowing the work that you do, private companies don't typically, do bonds, or it's not something that they think, oh, we have to do, unless it's actually required to. But to have this be something that most construction companies actually consider is something that they should consider. They should think about it more often.
I agree. It's an added level of protection for not only the owner but the contractor themselves.
Right. Correct. Well, thank you, Lance, for that. And here with me today is Alondra De Leon, Project Manager at Consigli Construction. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I was looking on LinkedIn today and I saw that it said rising construction costs stall affordable housing projects. So there was an article about that. How do you react to that?
Big sigh. As a person in the industry who is, who comes from an underrepresented background, I'm an immigrant. I have found that a lot of the times that affordable housing becomes very critical for forging the future for young people and making sure that they have house security.
Right.
And to see that be so threatened and be so vulnerable still today, it's concerning.
Yeah, and because there is cost issues in general right now, though, with construction, right? Like everything has kind of raised. So, it would be very important that there's certain protection almost in place for the affordable housing. And so we're not really seeing that there's any protection there, or maybe there's, how can like construction firms or even other organizations get involved with maybe helping with this issue?
It's challenging. We work with clients that are both private, federal, and public sector, and we try to provide the best foresight of how costs is behaving with the current conditions, and not these are unprecedented times,
right?
So there are other markets that are also experiencing slowdowns. So from a public sector standpoint and supporting services that are so vital for our society, yes, I'd be curious to see how we can help secure more funding and work with all parties involved to make sure that those things are being are keeping the course and solving such an important problem in our society and our country, which is affordable housing.
Right. Thank you. How do you react to that? Drop it in the comments, and we'll see you in the next episode.